Hey guys, this is Daniel from valorcservices and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to take a minute and talk about the CGC Signature Series. There's a few things that I think get overlooked when people submit their books for the signings, and these are helpful hints that I've kind of learned along the way. Before I get into this, if you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more content like this involving comic books as well as Marvel cards and action figures. We have weekly videos coming out every week with hanging out, about box breaks, talking about cards, comics, everything for the hobby. So please get the subscribe, hit the notification. That way you can come hang out with us on Mondays and Wednesdays. So diving into this, CGC pretty much always has some type of signature series going on. I'll go ahead and show you what we have primarily getting ready right now, which is the Alex Ross signing. So here, make this a little bit bigger. Here we have CGC announces Alex Ross. Alex Ross is one of the best artists of all time. He changed the scene whenever he started putting out his books in the 90s. Like Kingdom Come, it's a DC book, but it's an amazing read with great illustrations. There's also a series called Justice. It's just Justice by DC. And all of it's Alex Ross. Every panel is Alex Ross, and it is the Justice League versus the Legion of Doom. Great story. I love it. It's worth just flipping through for the art. So we also had the Todd Mcfarlane signing, which is finally wrapping up. And I've seen several videos of unboxings where people have gotten their comics back, and they're pretty disappointed. And that's what inspired me to make this video. So we're going through and we're looking at the Alex Ross. First thing, for signings like this, they offer the signature label. I would suggest spending the extra $5 to get those labels because they're exclusive to the signing. Also with signature label also with custom labels, you can normally sell those a lot faster than you can just a standard yellow label. So going down, you have to have everything in by April 14th. Of next month, so here in just a few weeks. The cost for the signing is $110 with the estimated turnaround time of 6 weeks. Now here's where I think is crucial and overlooked. For 8 weeks, CCS pressing is also a $20 fee. So getting into that and why that matters. Now with Valor Comic Services, I clean and press books for customers all the time. I love doing it and I enjoy doing it. I like getting my customers set up for success. So I'll do window boxings, I'll clean and press their books, and also go ahead and send to CGC for these signings. Now, window boxing is super easy. You can do that yourself. Cleaning and pressing the book beforehand, to me, that's a must because you want to be able to capitalize on what it is that you're sending off. And with CCS, the CGC's pressing service, they don't clean books. So if there's any kind of like dirt, grime, residue, they're not going to mess with it. It's going to be pressed into the book. It's just a open, close press. That's what you're going to get from them. Now, that is pretty crucial if you have books that have finger bends or imperfections that a press could fix for your books. To show you guys an example, this is a book that I have. It's Before Watchmen #1. This is a 1 in 200 variant that is signed by Jim Lee, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and J.G. Jones. Now, when I originally had this book, I bought it already with the yellow label at a 9.8. It was signed by Jim Lee and J.G., but I added the Jeffrey Dean Morgan signature. Now, again, it was a 9.8. Had the book signed by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but I didn't add the pressing to it because it was $20. I'm already spending a lot of money. Why should I spend $20 extra? Just get my book taken care of and get it back to me. Well, because I didn't add the pressing, it came back a 9.6 instead of a 9.8. So I lost a grade when I could have spent $20 to secure it. Now, on the other end of that spectrum, I have X-Men 221. This one has an amazing sketch by Mark Silvestri, and it's also signed by Chris Claremont. Now, I was cleaning and pressing books already at this time when I sent this book for the Silvestri sketch. It got a 9.6. I didn't add the pressing to it. But when I received it, I could see pressable bends inside the slab. So I waited for the right moment, and then CGC announced that they were going to have Chris Claremont do a signing. So I went ahead and sent this book to the Claremont signing. I added the pressing to this round, and it came back a 9.8. With the Todd Mcfarlane signing, I've seen a lot of people get books back where their books have been lowered in grade, or it has small things, because Todd McFarlane's heavy-handed with books. They'll have bins added to it. And of course, they're disappointed. They didn't get the results they were hoping for. But my first question is always, well, did you add pressing? It's like, no, my presser worked on it. That's cool, and that's justifiable. I totally get that. The way I understand it is when I work on a book, it's like I'm painting canvas, right? Like I'm working on it, I'm doing my illustration. And then when I send it to the CGC for the signings, I add the pressing to it because I've already put work into it. It's been clean. It's been pressed. I've put all of my heart into making sure that book's going to get the highest grade possible. And it would piss me off, nothing like at a 10 out of 10 piss, if I put the work into someone's book and because someone was handing it off weird and put a thumb bend on it, a book that was a 9.8 is now a 9.4 or 9.6, where if they paid the $20 extra to get the pressing added to it, it would create a safety net and it would eliminate that. Now, I'm not saying that's going to work 100% of the time, but it is most effective. So if you're getting ready to send books in for signing, pay the extra $20, have them press it, give yourself peace of mind, and reduce the risk of that disappointing results when they come back. The next thing is the delivery date. So the cutoff date for Alex Ross, and I'll scroll back up real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. The cutoff date of April 14th. So CGC must receive all submissions for this event by Friday, April 14th, 2023. What that really means is that you have to get your invoice made. You have about a 10-day grace period to get it shipped to them. So say if we're talking on April 13th and you decide, I want to go ahead and do this, but I feel like it's too late, it's not too late. You still have that day to go ahead and get an invoice made. Once your invoice is made, go ahead and print it off, make sure you have access to it, and you can still have plenty of time to get that book in for the signing. So just real quick, those are two things that I think are huge and could have a bigger benefit for your collection. I would love to hear your thoughts regarding these two little tidbits. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you guys, and be safe.